What's up, everybody? It's been a long time since I made a video or did anything like this. There's always something cool I wanted to do, which was make a YouTube channel on something I was proficient in or something that I, you know, was good at because I like YouTube. I always found that I grew up in the era when YouTube really came up. I was born in 95, basically went through schools. The technology era just took off. And I guess it took me getting sick this time and being able to sit here and watch YouTube videos about positivity and minimizing the negativity in your life, like getting rid of the negativity, okay? Like I feel like I've spent a lot of time being negative. And the channel that I'm going to mention here is the GBRS group. It's headed up by Cole Feckler and DJ Shipley, who were both Navy SEALs. Now, I've seen the Navy SEAL video about making your bed and things like that, but actually seeing these guys, they live with so much. They've lived with, they live with much more than I could ever imagine. And we all handle trauma in different ways. We all do. We're all human. We're not machines. And it showed me that. And, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was a military professional because I never was. I never enlisted. I never went in the military, even though every male in my family was military, and I'll never claim that I was military. But to see these guys and what they've been through, be able to make videos solely based on positivity, it really speaks volumes. And I look at what I have now, like I look at the things that I have in my life, it almost feels like you feel like you aren't good enough some days where, I'm a plumber, but I used to always say, I'm just a plumber. I'm not a licensed plumber, I'm an apprentice plumber. And in Illinois, once you hit 3 years, your third year in a card, you move from direct supervision to indirect supervision, which basically means you can do jobs on your own as long as they are, looked over by a licensed professional. Now, what I'm saying here is that I've spent a good portion of my life being negative, and I think that a lot of us do. I think that social media is kind of a black hole in a sense that you can say something on here and people bring you down, you bring yourself down. And when people put all these negative topics online and things like that, we've lived in a desensitized world where everything's so disproportionately negative compared to positive. Okay? And I think that I recommend everybody goes out and watches the GBRS group. And just, you don't have to be a gun person or anything like that. They just do videos they also make videos just totally based on staying positive. And they really go into, if it's negative, just don't let that into here. Because I know that I've done it and I do it way too often. And I think that, that's part of the reason why I've been so negative. It's been because we grew up in the social media era when it was booming. And I remember when cyberbullying first became a deal in high school. I remember when all of these things just started growing. And we really saw, we became so desensitized to even death because we could just turn on our tablet, our phone, whatever the case may be, and see death, literal death on video. And this negativity has just become so It's become so prevalent in our lives today. I just wish that, more people could reach out and see the GBRS group, the DJ Shipley and Cole, and all the guys that are involved with that group that really go into not just for military personnel, but just for the everyday person. And at first, I felt kind of, bad making this video because I don't feel like I could even hold a light to what they've done for our nation and done for me, and they've sacrificed their lives for us or put their lives on the line for us. But I see what they mean now. It's that they literally are telling you as a person, you need to stay positive because everybody has positive things in their life, but we only want to look at that one bad thing or those couple bad things and pull the energy from those versus pulling the energy from the positive portions of our life. And then they really got into, becoming 1% better every day instead of trying to make all these changes over, you know, make a ton of changes in 1 week because it's impossible. You never could do that. The human body is not meant to change in that way. Your mind isn't meant to change in that way unless you've been built to withstand that kind of pressure. So I just wanted to come on here. I've been sick for, about 4 days now with some sickness, and all I looked at is how sick I was and that kind of thing. But I didn't realize, my wife is taking care of me. My son, he notices I'm sick. And, I feel terrible because I'm not going to work because I feel like I'm a bum and that kind of thing. But what I started to realize was if I go into work, right, and I get someone else sick, or I don't, like DJ talks about a lot, is that in the SEALs, if you are not 100% into what you're doing right there, dials and switches, if you're not in there when you're doing that, how can you expect to be the most effective as possible? I'm going into someone's house to diagnose what's wrong with their plumbing, okay? So how can I think to be good enough to pull that off when I'm dealing with a fever, I'm dealing with a cough that won't go away, I'm dealing with the fact that I have vertigo and I can't even move without getting dizzy? These are the kind of things I'm talking about. And I started to really look at the positivity. Stay positive. You're going to come back better if you come back fully rested and fully healthy when you come back to work. Instead of coming back, 50% and then get homeowners sick, get people, get your team sick, and then just give an unprofessional look at what you are. We had COVID, so I had COVID, my wife had COVID, my son Abel had COVID, and it just gave me the time to really look into all this stuff. Now, of course, I'm attracted to watching the Navy SEALs do their work. It's something that I think every guy would love to have been a part of. But, I admitted it to myself early in life that I don't know what it was. I don't know what caused me to not want to go military. I don't know. I was a personal trainer for 2.5 years. I didn't really know where I was going in life, and I found plumbing. And now I have a son and a wife, and I'm probably too old to enlist. I'm 30 years old this year. But if I can shed some light on these guys to where it's not just gun people going to this channel. Like any dad, any mom, anybody in life that needs some kind of idea on, what can make you the best person that you can possibly be. Give this channel a watch. These guys are really good. I just put out they'll probably never see it, but I messaged them saying, thank you for this. But at the same time, it made me realize a lot of things. I'm not just a plumber. I'm helping people with something they don't know how to do, okay? I'm not just this. I'm not just a dad. I'm not just a husband. I'm a husband and I'm a father. We got to start telling ourselves that. That just word really adds a lot of negativity to life in and of itself. So, thanks for watching, guys. I thought I would just chime in here and give you a video on what's been going through my head. And I hope you liked it. So